Hey, it's Icarice, and I'm here to tell you about Hotcast for Podcasting. We are a podcasting studio located in Las Vegas, Nevada, in the Hot 702.5 FM studios. You can book online at hot7025fm.com. Just click on Hotcast. You can book and find your times right there. Thank you for booking with Hotcast for Podcasting.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy Big Shook, host of the Undrafted All-Star Sports Show. Man, listen, if you want some real down south, Louisiana-style Cajun food, you need to go check out DB's Cajun Kitchen. Yo, they got lobster and grits, seafood boils, signature fries, signature po' boys, signature egg rolls, and desserts. Oh, and my favorite, them gumbo tacos. Yo, they open from 11 to 8, Wednesday to Monday, 7 to 5:30 on Sunday. Located in North Las Vegas at 4343 North Rancho Drive. They even have to-go orders and catering. Hit them up, 725-780-1850, or go to the website, dbcajunkitchen.com. So, yo, don't just tell your friends about me. Tell them about DB's Cajun Kitchen.
Hi. Hey.
What's up? All your favorite artists.
Check it out. Say my name.
DJ Khaled.
This is Mila J.
Bruno Mars. On hot7025fm.com.
It's your main man, 360 the Poet from the Morning Wood. And are you looking for the perfect drink? Well, you found it. Mimosa Royale is the perfect combination of California sparkling white wine and natural juice that is both tasty and refreshing. No artificial colors or flavors, no sugar added, and it's gluten-free. As the world's first ready-to-drink mimosa, Mimosa Royale is perfect for any occasion, day or night. You no longer have to drink 12 of those seltzers just to get that perfect buzz. At 8% alcohol, Mimosa Royale is the perfect drink to party with. Offered in a variety of flavors and sizes, you are bound to find a Mimosa Royale that you'll love. We have berry, mango, apple, and orange, with more flavors to come. Mimosa Royale is the most award-winning flavored wine that serves in bottles or cans. You can find them online at drinkmimosa.com or find them at your local liquor store. Ask for it by name. Mimosa Royale.
Keep your radio dial right here. You're locked into the hottest news station on the planet. Hot 702.5 in FM sound. Blazing today's hip-hop, R&B, and pop music. Keeping your radio on fire. Bringing you the hottest, realest, riskiest talk shows live 24/7. Live on hot7025fm.com.
What's going on, everybody? It's your main man, 360 the Poet from the Morning Wood, and I'm here to talk to you about the Sci-Fi Center. It's your Vegas home for science fiction, horror, and fantasy. From comic books, toys, and posters to movie screenings and live events, they've got you covered. Located at 900 Cameron Avenue, Suite B209, give them a call, 702-900-4335, or reach them at thescificenter.com. What it do, y'all? What it do? It's your main man, 360 the Poet. We in the building, y'all. We in the building like the lobby. Yeah, we in this thing like a wedgie. You know all these things we say, what we need to do. But meantime, in between time, y'all, you got your main man, 360 right here doing what we do each and every Wednesday from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Got all my folks checking in with me. What up, Lucy Lowe? What up, Patrice Dursal? What up, Miss Contreras? Hope you enjoyed your birthday out here in Vegas. Yeah, I saw you out there, you and hubby down there on Fremont getting y'all chill on. Yeah, that's what's up. All my people checking in out there. Who over here on this other side? We got some more people checking in on the Facebook side of thing. What's up, Chakra Khan? What's happening with you? Long time no see up in this thing. What's happening in? But yeah, we got a good one going on for y'all, man. We got a good question. Today's question, you know how we do this, the number one online or in-person advice column. So we're going to give it to you raw and uncut. We got what's up, T. Sherelle? Tasha in the building? 420 birthdays. I love all my 420 birthdays. Is it Gemini season right now? I think we just ended into Gemini season right now. So all these flip-flop, swish-swash, all these dual personality folks, you know how that go. But, I love some Geminis, though, because one of my favorite favorite cousins. Paul is a Gemini. My older sister, AG, she a Gemini. My sister Carmen is a Gemini. So one of my closest friends, Jeff, he a Gemini. So Miss Contreras, I rock with her. She a Gemini. Yeah, it's like that out here and there. You know, the duality season. So you may have a couple of different ways you may be thinking about today's topic, right? So again, this is number one advice, just advice. I've never paid tuition. I have never. Oh yeah, my bud is Gemini. My youngest grandson is a Gemini. His birthday coming up on the 3rd. Dang, he's gonna be 1. I got him stretched out from 14, well, almost 15 to 1. Golly, granddaddy wheeling this thing. But anyway, like I say, I've never been to school I took a couple classes in psychology, but that was just part of prereqs, right? But I've never gotten any degrees in psychology, psychiatry, counseling, or anything like that. But what I have done, again, like I like to let you know, is I've lived a colorful life. And I've lived, if not through my own experiences, vicariously through others who I've been close enough to sponge that game up so I can squeeze it back out here to y'all when y'all ask these questions, when y'all hit me up on hollaatthehomie@gmail.com or hot7025fm.com, subject line, holla at the homie. So that's how we do it out here in these streets. But again, I always like to get that disclaimer. And I never tell people what to do. I just give you options of what can be done. You dig? So don't look at me and be like, well, you told me. No, I didn't. I didn't tell you what to do. I just told you what could be done. So with that being said, I got to make sure I get the vote period back in there because, early voting started up last Friday. I think that was like the 24th or something like that, but goes on to the 11th of June. So voting, if you got that going on in your area, man, make sure that you exercise your rights. Because people be like, oh, well, it's not really that bad. It is. It's always kind of that bad. So, you know what I mean? So we got to make sure that we, let me see, we stroll up over here. We got any comments over here on this side for me? Good, googly moogly. There we go. Good deal. But, yeah. You say I forgot you a G-Mod too. Dang, Destiny did have a baby. Oh, congrats to the baby girl having a baby. What up, Dakarai? Why going on with you, my main man, Dakavelli, Splackavelli in the building. One of my friends it's coming up on 30 years, Dak. Damn, 3 decades we've been swanging. That's my dog. Oh, that's what's up. That's what I'm talking about. So, yeah, but that's how we do it out here in these streets, per AKA the online version of life. Because, that's how everything is. Social media, online, that's sort of what today's letter kind of got going on. So, it's social media getting people caught up. It's getting people caught up on the news, and it's getting people caught up and in the news. You dig? So, that's how we do it out here. But we got a person by the name of Forbidden Dancer who sent us a letter today, and we're going to dive right into it. So it goes like this. Dear Holla at the Homie, I'm writing you to seek your guidance with a question about how to patch things up with my boyfriend. He's upset with me because I recently went out of town with some of my girlfriends to celebrate one of them turning 40 years old. On this girls' trip, we were out of the club and we had a section of our own. Needless to say, my friends and I, being the attractive group we were, attracted male attention directed towards our section. Now, there were all types of guys trying to figure out what we were doing there, how we got the money to pay for our section, because they didn't really understand what we were doing, considered, air quotes, balling out. I mean, we had a bottle after bottle being delivered by showgirls with sparklers and all. So, of course, as the night progressed, we began to feel the alcohol combined with the DJ providing the best mix any of us had heard in a while. So fast forward a little bit, and you get to where my issue develops. We started dancing, and of course, there were guys making their way towards us to start to dance with us. And as you know, today we live in a world controlled by social media. And while dancing with a random stranger whom I made zero connection with, I was captured on video by one of the other girls in the group. Now, I don't know in hindsight whether she videoed me intentionally. I just know that it depicted a different image than what was actually occurring. Now, the DJ's mix cut into an old school R&B song, which caused the guy and I who I were dancing with to get a little bit closer. Now, I wouldn't say we were technically, and there's air quotes again, slow dancing, but we were grooving. Somehow, my boyfriend got a glimpse of this video and it got him upset. Now, he played it really cool, though, because he didn't start blowing up my phone or my DMs or anything. He waited until I got back and made mention of it when we were in each other's presence. So he explained to me how he felt embarrassed and disrespected by my actions. Now, I tried to explain to him that both the guy and the dance meant absolutely nothing to me, but he's not trying to hear any of that right now. So I have 2 questions for you, homie. 1, was I wrong for dancing with someone else? And 2, if so, how do I get my boyfriend to understand that the dance was meaningless? Sincerely, Forbidden Dancer. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. What up, Kevin Cordova? You ain't never lied. Mic drop. Mic drop. I'm going to sip my water on that one. What's up, y'all hear this Mo2? What's up, Raya B in the building? I ain't seen you in a long time, my girl. What's happening with you? Hope you out there still singing. I think I saw you on stage about a month ago, Blow, doing your thing still. But yeah, man. Now, you ain't never lied, Kevin Cordova. Mic drop on that one. So let me take that one in, because the first time I read that, I was like, okay, cool. But when I read it out loud this time, it made a little bit more impact on me, you know? So, because it's a lot of air quotes going on. And when I first breezed through it, it wasn't really a whole lot of air quotes that registered in my brain. But, the one about not technically slow dancing, and we're going to get back to that one in a minute. But again, welcome to another episode of Holla at the Homie. I'm the host 360, and we got a good one. So it's something that I think a lot of us may face. Let's break it down. Let's break down the story first. Okay, so exactly what Will do. I know Ms. Contreras said, what will Will do? We're going to get into what Will would do. And then, again, because I always give, angel's advocate and devil's advocate on it. You know what I mean? I always try to give, non-objective and non-judgmental. Because, again, I tell everybody, I've never been to law school, so I don't judge. I'm not qualified to judge. So I look at it like this. So I can understand how this can be a confusing and stressful situation for you, Miss, what your name is? Forbidden Dancer. I said what your name is. I was country as hell right there. But let's tackle the first question. So were you wrong for dancing with somebody else? Let's just attack the elephant in the room. And I'll tell you right now, it all depends. This is an issue, it's a nuanced issue, because on one hand, dancing is like the social norm, right? You go out, you kick it, back in the day, we were just talking about this in my household even the other day, how back in the day, you could be able to go back it up on the dude. He know how to throw his hands up in the air, not really try to get at you, not really try to bother you, or he may like you, or whatever the case may be, but y'all know it's a dance. And that's the question, Yahari. He said, what would she feel if her man were doing the dancing like that with a good looking woman? That is a good question. That is a good question. I wonder how she would feel. And that's something I'm talking to her about. She got to take into consideration as well. And let me see. But what you say, she's not wrong, but she also needed to respect her man. Exactly. So we were talking about this, right? My wife and I, we discussed this. We actually discussed this in pre-marriage days. When we were just going together type stuff. We talked about what is out of bounds. Again, last week we was talking boundaries. This week we kind of talking boundaries, right? You know what I mean? You got to understand, relationships come with boundaries and expectations. And, what you say? You got an opinion on this one? For sure. Yes, I want to hear it, Kevin. Either call me up, jump on live, let me know. I want to hear your opinion. 702-551-5261. Say what you say to Dakari. First off, WTF are you doing recording it? Yeah. Second of all, you out of town. Third of all, as a man, as long as she ain't give up the goodies. Lastly, he'll need time. What is that? I'm missing the words. I'm messing that up. But he'll get over it. You say he'll need time, but he'll get over it. Exactly. That's another point I'm making today. It's about patience involved in this. I love what's going on. She's right 22. What's going on, Mara Nicole? I love when people are breaking down some of the points that I got, because these are the real things. These are real issues that people face, right? That's what we try to tackle, the real issues, right? But you understand, relationships come with boundaries and expectations. Now, so was this out of bounds? So like I said before, my wife and I, we discussed this back in the day. as far as like what's out of bounds, like what can you do, what can't you do, right? Like, and our thing is like this, like, you know, none of that intimate slow dancing ish, like, you know what I mean? If it's a club and it's a party and y'all out kicking it, you and your girls, I get it. You dance, you back that thing up on Juvenile, booyah, go on about your business. You know what I mean? Go on about your business. You know what I mean? Especially if you're in a section, because a section, you already got your own drinks. You ain't worried about nobody buying you no drink. You know what I mean? So it's like you in a situation where like, yeah, you want to have a good time. You want to go, you know, bump it up, grind it up a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Dance and feel the music. Like in the letter, the person said that the music was, you know, the DJ was giving a hell of a mix. You know what I mean? I'm in my head, I start picturing, you know, he went in from like a Outcast into like a Erykah Badu cut. You know, Erykah, she'll bring you close on bag lady. She can be talking about how much luggage she carrying, but you know what I mean? Or anything, you know? You know, if you are worried about where I've been, who I call all, what club I went to with my homies, baby, don't worry, you know that you got me. Like, these are songs, like, you know, that depict real life. Like, Eric Roberson got a song called Can I Borrow You? Like, he was like, he said, can I borrow you? Maybe he wouldn't mind if for a song or two, you can act like you're mine. You know what I mean? So you got to contemplate these things. Like, it's just an imagination thing. It's just my imagination. Like, you know, I wouldn't be, you know, I ain't gonna say that word because Beyonce got in trouble for it. I wouldn't be wigging out, you know, or going bananas on anybody, you know, if I saw my wife and she dancing, it's a club and whatever. But if it's in a fast capacity, you know what I mean? It's a difference. It's a difference. Slow songs a little more intimate. You dig? So that right there really wouldn't slide with me as much. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like, what up, K-Rock? You know what I'm saying? What's up, Pam? That wouldn't really ride with me as much. So that's so like I say, it's a nuanced situation. It depends. You know, like I say, dancing is the norm if you out in the club, right? If you out somewhere, you partying, you kicking it, dancing is the normal thing that people are going to do. Music makes you dance. Music makes you lose control. You know, you know what I mean? Like music. You know, but a slow song with two-step is different. Like, and exactly, Ms. Contreras. A slow song requires you to kind of like really fit the hot dog in the bun. You understand what I'm saying? Like on a slow song, the hot dog is fitting in the bun for about 3.5, maybe 8 minutes, depending on what song they play. If they go to old school R. Kelly, ain't nobody getting off the dance floor for 9 minutes and 21 seconds. On Honey Love. You know, you know what I mean? Real spit. You know, so it's a difference. You know, that in my IMO, like I always say, this is IMO in my opinion, right? So like, if you and your boyfriend never discussed what is and what isn't acceptable, then this is a possible chance for y'all to have that conversation. You know, if those particular boundaries were never drawn out. I don't like to say set because set make it feel like it's a wall and I can't get over it and I can't get through it. No, we draw these out together. We map these boundaries out together. You know what I mean? Like if y'all never had this conversation, it's definitely exactly T. Sherrill. It's time for the conversation. And what you say, Lucy, her friend set her up. Let's start that's one of the things I wanted to go back to. She said, in hindsight, she don't know if the girl recorded her on purpose. Nah, she recorded you on purpose. She did that. That's not your friend. She a hater. She's a hater. Let's start there. Yo so-called, because it's probably one of the group that came to kick it with the home girl that wasn't even one of the girls you would normally kick it with. You know what I mean? It's always, whenever you celebrating somebody, it's always a weirdo in the group. But, you know, somebody's a weirdo to somebody in the group. One of these kids is doing their own thing in somebody's opinion in the group. So, first of all, why are you recording everything? That gets on my nerves. Like, phones everywhere. I like to go places where you can't even have your phone. You understand what I'm saying? It's not like it's about secretive or anything like that, but you can't even enjoy the moment because everybody just, look at us. I can't help but look at you. Your phone in my way. I hate going to concerts and I'm looking at the concert, but through the phone in front of me. You know what I mean? Record exactly, Mrs. Contreras. Recording and posting is trash. It's trash. You know what I mean? So first of all, and I bet that was probably the only video that was sent out. I bet she ain't get you none of the things when when y'all, she may have because she probably had to cover it up a little bit. But I don't care what nobody say. Your friend set you up. Let's start there. You know what I mean? Yeah, she did. She trashed her friend, and that wasn't cool. Let's start there. So it's gonna take some get back to get back at that. You feel me? So that's the first couple things, right? So now if from his perspective, if y'all have never had that conversation, seeing you dance so close and so intimate with another man could have been easily what he felt like would have been like a breach of trust. Because again, y'all have never tackled that conversation in the event y'all haven't. What up, Denver Brig? But if y'all have tackled that conversation, and then he sees you up on this other man, and the dog is in the bun, you know what I mean? On one of them good old Badu, R. Kelly / Teddy Riley old school babyface mixes that the DJ done thrown on y'all. You know them songs you can't never get off the dance floor. I'm telling you. That was the last song they used to play in the club. They used to play slow songs, the last thing going, to give you at least 5 minutes to finish out the Mac on the one you wanted. Now if he's in the mentality, the dude that you were dancing with was in the mentality of like the song I quoted earlier, Eric Roberson, like, can I borrow you? Maybe he wouldn't mind if for a song or two you could act like you're mine. You know what I mean? And I love the song. The song go hard, but then you get to thinking like, no, you can't borrow her. But if it's, again, if it's grooving and ain't nothing serious, then I'm all right. I'm okay. I'm all right. But once the music go but at least a certain amount of beats per minute, once the beats per minute go down, that's like turning down the lights type ish. Like, let me slide back over here to my section and two-step with my girls type thing. That's when that move need to happen. That, IMO, in my opinion, But so that's something that, it may have been just innocent fun for you, but again, he may have looked at that as a breach of trust if y'all have never had that conversation, and it may have hit him harder. Yeah, that's when alcohol gets you in trouble. She said that too. She said, of course, after all the drinks and the DJ playing the hell of a mix, the best mix that any of them has seen or heard in a minute. Like, don't get me wrong. Alcohol. What up, MVP Speaks? What up, Cali Babe, Cousin Dage in this thing? But what'd you say? I need to know where she's at, where they playing slow jam. That's another question. She said they were out of town. So she said they were out of town somewhere, but I need to know what town they were in where the club played a slow song. They don't even play slow music anymore. So that's what I need to see. I need to see where is the place where they playing slow music in the club. Where that's at? Where that club at? That's a good question there, Lucy Lowe. Where that's at? I need to know where that place is because I want to go to that club. Because, that's a lost art. Like slow dancing is a lost art. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't exist anymore because everything is just ratchet to the end. But I was in a club here in Vegas recently. We had some friends in town, and we went out for one of our friends' birthday. And we went in the club, right? And we had our section and stuff, but the only music that had us grooving in our section was the older music. You know what I mean? They don't even really play. They don't even really, like, Usher showed up, for a quick second, because that's when they canceled Lovers and Friends, right? So Usher showed up for a quick second, hummed a couple words. Lil Jon was up there on stage. Yeah, because I'm old. You're right. My engineer said, he said that was your first point, Dak. Exactly. I want to be where they playing the slow music at, because they don't play it anymore. I need to know where I can dance slow. Or I can pull my lady to me. We can really groove and act like we, 20 or 19 or 21. You know what I'm saying? What you say? You say fuck a few pair of drawers up and then bump and grind. Exactly. Man, you bump and grind and like, man, as a dude, your boxer holding seen the best days on them slow songs. Like, that's when your boxers be stretched out. Yes, that's when they stretch out because you like, ooh, yeah, you trying your hardest not to poke her in the booty. You trying your hardest. You really not trying not to because you really wanted to see what you working with. But when she dancing, she seeing what you working with. What up, C.63? She's seeing what you working with. And if she go to grinding and it stop too soon, she gonna scoot away from your little ass. She ain't hitchhiking. She ain't looking for no thumb, homie. You know what I'm saying? So she want to see what you working with. She want to see what kind of dog going up on that bun. You feel me? That's real. So slow music need to come back. So where's the petition? Since we talking about voting and voting going on until June 11th, right? Where's the petition to say slow music must be played in every club across America? America, Jack. It need to happen. Because when you slow dancing, you ain't thinking about fighting. You ain't thinking about nothing but dancing on that woman. You ain't thinking about anything but getting that last shot. And as a woman, you ain't thinking about nothing but like, ooh, he really was looking at me all night. And that's when he gonna pull the trigger. When they play, let's do it, babe. I'm ready to have a slow jam party. We gonna do it. We gonna set it up. It's gonna be all slow jams. So be ready. Nah, we gonna have some fast jams. You gotta sweat up in that thing too, but it's gonna have slow jams included. Let's keep that in mind. But so let's get back to this, to Forbidden Dancers questions, right? So that's question number 1. She said, was she wrong for dancing with somebody else? And my response to her was merely, if y'all have never had this conversation, then it's time for one. Let's have this conversation. Exactly. That's why the answer for the question to today. Exactly. So first it's time to have that conversation, right? And within that, if y'all haven't had it, it may have felt like innocent fun to you, but it may have come across to him as a breach of trust because y'all have not tackled that issue as of that point, right? So that was the answer to her first question. So not saying she was completely wrong if they have never had that conversation, but if they have had that convo, then she should have known right then and there, regardless of the mix of the DJ, like something should have came, that little light bulb should have came on like, ooh, this slow jam, and let me 2-step away from him. Like, women know how to do it. They've been doing it through all of our time. Like, they've done it to all of us. They've 2-stepped away from all of us. So dudes wouldn't even get like butt hurt about that because you already danced with me on 2 songs before this, so I get it. What you say? Granddaddy said, dance with the one you took to the party. But that's the thing. Like, they was at the party. It was girls' night. It was ladies' night. It was girls' trip type thing for a 40th birthday celebration. So, if she's supposed to dance with the girls, dance with the girls. You say, Granddaddy said, dance with who you took to the party. I ain't mad at that either. Like, I love the different perspectives on it. So that answers question number 1 for you, Forbidden Dancer. What up, Gotta Love Jones? So let's dive into your second question. Your second question was like, how do you get your boyfriend to understand that the dance was meaningless? All right, so it's going to take a few different things. I got a few pointers for you, right? I broke this down and I evaluated, like, what could you do to help him? If it were me, what would help me understand that the dance was meaningless? Not saying it need to be me. I'm just saying in the event that it were me, how would you get me to understand? Like, first of all, it would take you to acknowledge your feelings, to acknowledge his feelings, acknowledge my feelings. If I were him, I would want to feel as if, like, it's important to know and to understand that not only that he is upset, but why he's upset. And see, because people be like, okay, I get you're mad. I understand that you're mad. You understand that I'm mad, but do you understand why I'm mad? What am I upset with? Like, that's where it should begin. Like, you have to understand, like saying something like, I understand why you feel embarrassed and also disrespected. That right there comes off as empathetic. Something like that, by saying, I understand that, understand why you feel embarrassed. Yeah, exactly, T. Sherelle. Validation is very important for both sides of the scale. Think of it as what would make you feel as if you were being seen and heard, right? That's all men really want too. Especially when it comes to, things like this where we feel as if our ego may have been punched. He says he felt disrespected. He feels embarrassed. The fact that he saw it on somebody else's page, meaning other people have seen you out there grooving. And then my question is, was it just a solo of you grooving, or was it a big panoramic view of everybody who was grooving and you just happened to be back there, quote unquote, by accident? And like we all said it before, Lucy Lowe said it. Let's start with the fact your friend set you up. But, so the first thing is, again, acknowledge his feelings. Help him understand that you understand why he's feeling the way he's feeling, right? That, again, like T. Sherelle 420 said, validation is very important. Validating people's feelings is important. And that goes in any ship, meaning any relationship, meaning, spouse to spouse, parent to child, sibling to sibling. That's one that's really overlooked a lot. Sibling to sibling validation. We'll touch on that one day as well. Would you say, like I said, wear the shoe on the other foot? Exactly. Play Cinderella in this situation. If it were you trying to fit this on your foot, forbidden dancer, would it be an easy slide? Or would you have to force something to get it in? You say just a little makeup head, all he need. I feel, hey, again, that right there is validation. Denver Brigham, validation is important, But again, after you acknowledge his feelings, then explain your perspective. Because I believe at that point, because again, communication is the key here. I always say that. Again, with communication, you have to actively be listening. So hopefully in the communicative side of that he's on, he's actively listening. So now this gives you an opportunity to explain your perspective, right? Like, start by acknowledging how he feels. Again, make sure you let him know that I acknowledge how you feel. Again, that's super duper important, right? But like once you start to explain your side of things calmly and honestly, because by this time in the conversation, after you've acknowledged him and you've given him validation, he's more than likely kind of chill. As a man, again, I'm giving to you this is if this were me going through this situation with you. As a man, I would have to sit back and be, okay, well, she acknowledged how I felt. Now let me see what she's talking about. And at that point, you get a chance to explain your perspective both calmly and honestly. What I mean by that is don't be yelling, well, it wasn't nothing but no. Or don't even if you talking calmly, be like, give it all to him right now because he needs to know what it is. Be like, yeah, it was alcohol in the music. Same way you gave it to me in the letter, give it to him. But calmly and honestly, once you validated how he feels, I think he'll be open to listening to at least what your perspective of things is. At that point, emphasize that, that your love and your loyalty towards him, like Denver Brigham said, a little makeup head won't hurt. No, I'm just, but emphasize that your love and your loyalty to him. Because if he's hurting behind it, it's because he doesn't want you and him to end. Let's think about that. If people are willing to have a wound, it's not because they want to break things off. No, I'm taking this to see how long it's going to take for this cut to turn into a bruise, this bruise to turn into a scar, or this scar to disappear. Or the scar can stay. Wale said it in a song a while back. He was like, your scars let you know that you're not hurting no more, but what really happened there. Your scars don't hurt anymore, but it lets you know what you went through. So that's what he's looking forward to. So now as you explain your perspective honestly and calmly, this gives him an opportunity to say like, hey, I want to take all that on. I want to take all that on because I don't want to leave you. I don't want us to be apart. So I need to understand why this happened and how we can prevent it from happening again. And at that point, that's when you get a chance to do my third tip, or whatever you want to say. It's an opportunity for y'all to set healthy boundaries, set healthy and clear boundaries together. Let's keep them clear. There's no gray area when it comes to what the boundaries are that you're setting in a relationship, because if it's gray, you can tiptoe over it too much either way. And then we're going to be right back here again with the breach of trust. Because again, like the property line wasn't like we don't live over there when it comes to our relationship. Our relationship don't live over there on that side of the fence. So once you go over that fence, then it's like, again, that breach of trust, you know? So that's when you get a chance to set clear and healthy. Don't you want, would you say, don't you want, or you wouldn't you want done to you? Yeah, don't do what you wouldn't want done to you. You're right, Mrs. Contreras. Don't do anything that you would not want done to you. That's the first boundary. Like that's the definition of cheating. If you doing something, what's up, Lulu Tally? If you doing something that you would not want your significant other doing, then officially you cheating. You cheating. So if you wouldn't want him dancing, then officially you cheated in a way. You know what I mean? So like you got to take things, and everything is subjective, and it's all about perspective, right? And everybody's perspective or perception of things is their reality. So now if you set these clear and healthy boundaries together, you know, exactly, you cheated the trust. There you go. Way to finish off that sentence for me, Mrs. Contreras. If you set these clear and healthy boundaries together, it gives you a chance to, like, it takes your comfort levels. Like, what are your comfort levels when they're in the presence of the opposite sex? That's a big question you need to ask. Is the heat on in this thing? You know what I mean? Like, what are the comfort levels for both of you when the other's in the presence of the opposite sex and you're not there? Or when you are there? Let's get all of that understood. You know, let's get every bit of that out on the table. That way we know what we dining on, what we taking in, what we willing to accept, and what we both willing to work on. If the other one sees it one way and we see it another, once we explain our perspectives to each other, when we're setting these clear and healthy boundaries, then there should not be any ambiguity or question marks or gray area when it comes to certain situations that were discussed. You know? Again, do it together. You have to do these things together, right? And after that, that's when you start to rebuild the trust. You say, how do you do that, 360? How do you rebuild trust, right? What's going on, Twin J2? How do you rebuild trust? Because trust is something that has to be built in the first place, right? So now you have to either repair or rebuild. I look at it as rebuilding, because when you're just repairing something, you just band-aiding it. Like, you know, you just putting patches over it on top of it, right? But when you, so like if you cut your leg, you put a band-aid on it, right? But if you break your leg, you got to rebuild that bone. You got to reset it. And with that reset, what does that mean? That means it's going to take two things: time and patience. That's where you start to rebuild trust. Like Dakari said over here on Facebook just a second ago, he said, he told me, he said, that you're going to have to give him some time. And you are going to have to give him some time. And what you say, Mrs. Contreras? What you say, Tisha, you got to be the same person in all the rooms, in his or her presence or not. Exactly. That's the thing. That's the thing. Like, you know, a lot of people be like, but that's where integrity comes in too, Tosh. You know, integrity is nothing but doing the right thing when nobody's watching. To do the right thing when nobody's watching. Case in point, I'm at work last night, found a wallet on the floor. Thousands of dollars in it. I had to check the ID, stuff like that, blah, 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 because I went to go turn it in, but thousands of dollars in it, right? First place I took it was straight to the thing, to the safe, right? Then I see the guy coming around. He must have dropped on his way to the bathroom. And I said, hey, is your name blah, blah, blah? Yep, boom. Put him in the right direction, send him where he went. Next thing you know, he come back, shake my hand, and some money in it. But then again, I wasn't expecting that, but it's just integrity. So that's the same thing T. Sherrill talking about. You got to be the same person in every room, in his or her presence or not. And what you say, if the discussion doesn't happen, Ms. Contreras, then that's her alibi. That's true. Again, but it's going to take some time and some patience to rebuild the trust. It took time and to patience to build the trust in the first place. Rebuilding it is going to take even more. Like, think about this. If you go to rebuild a shed that got knocked down by a tree, like the first time you built it, it was cool. It was perfect. All the pieces came together ready to be put together. But now that there's damage done to this trust shed, now that there's damage done to it, first you got to find all the pieces. Now you got to give time for those to be relocated. You got to give time for them to be reshaped. Because you can't put these broken and shattered pieces back together. You must mend them, reshape them, reform them, repair them. And that takes time and patience. If you really want it, you're going to put in that time. You're going to be patient, right? If you want it, then you got it. Yeah, you got to look at it like that. Because perhaps some people may settle and be like, okay, cool, it's all good. But if they do that quickly, are you really going to believe that they're okay? Some may be okay with it after the conversation. But again, it's going to take that time and some patience to rebuild that trust. And that's a good question, Ms. Contreras. How long has this couple been together? She didn't disclose that. She was just like her boyfriend, her and her girls went out of town, this, that, and the third for her 40th birthday. But again, if her friend is 40, that means she close to it, if not 40 already. So you grown. And 40-year-old woman is at least 35-year-old man, 32-year-old man. So he grown enough to come. I like how he played it. He ain't get all like in your DMs right now, blowing you up to where your phone. So now y'all got hella friction and you don't even know why. He waited till you got back, probably let you like the video and all kind. Oh, he played it so smooth. I like this guy. I don't want to play chess against him because he's slick. Because he played it smooth. Like that was real grown man how he played that. Exactly. You say he's obviously older, and I think that too. I think he's older than what she is because he ain't do that little boy-ish. He ain't do that. He played that one like a grown ass man right there. Because if he not older, in the mind he is. Because today's society, people be blowing up people's DMs, blowing up your phone, like why you all out in the club that letting dance all up on you, this, that, and the third. No, because even then she didn't even say he blew up on her. She said that he didn't blow up my DMs or anything. He just let me get back to each other's presence and laid it down on her. Like he waited till exactly cool, calm, and collected. Mrs. Contreras, you hit the nail on the head. I was just about to say that. He was like, okay, all right, shoe program, 23-1. He played that one smooth. I didn't say. I'm not saying Alonzo played it smooth, but I just wanted to, what you say, Lincoln Raiders? Who said that over there? Was that Denver Brigham? Or was that Tyson Coleman? Tyson Coleman, my dog. Tice. Hey man, I got that picture, Tice, from us back in the day. I'm gonna show it to you. I'm gonna send it to you. But yeah, man. So he played that one hella smooth, and I appreciated him as a man for that, to play it like that, because for one, it let me know two things. What's up, Carson, Cartoon Jewel? For one, it let me know he really loved you, and he ain't want to, you know what I mean, say nothing to a certain magnitude to where he, again, that makes me think y'all never had this conversation. Because the way he played, he was like, we never talked about it, never discussed this, so let me not act a ass Right, exactly. Well, at least he didn't ish on her. You're right, Mrs. Contreras. He didn't crap on her, call her all out her name or anything. He didn't do anything. But according to this letter, he did nothing out of pocket. He played it so smooth. He said, I'm going to wait till you get back, and now let's sit down, let's discuss. Now that we're in my presence, first time catching you live. What's up, man? What's up, Carson? I appreciate you for catching me live, Dog Pound. But yeah, so like, that's what I'm saying. So we discussing that. Like, Carson, let me know, how would you feel like how would you have handled it if your girl was out of town with her girls on a trip and somehow a video floated back and she's in the background slow dancing with another man? How would you feel, Carson? How would you handle that? Because you're a little bit younger, so I want to understand how you would feel. We gave her some perspectives on how she need to attack it and say if they never had that conversation, then it wasn't really on the table for that, right? So now that we acknowledge his feelings, now that you've explained your perspective, now that you've set these clear and healthy boundaries together, now that you started to rebuild trust, now here comes the waiting game. You must be patient. You must be. What up, Quinn Morris? What's happening? Another one of our personalities right here. Hot 7025 FM.com. But that Undrafted All-Stars on Saturdays, right? Ain't they on Saturdays? Yep, Undrafted All-Stars. Catch them right here on Hot 7025 on Facebook at 11 o'clock. First, early in the morning for us, but afternoon for y'all. But yeah, man. So like, here comes the waiting game. You gotta be patient. You gotta be patient, right? Like, that means like patient and consistent. Ooh, consistency is a word a lot of people don't understand. What'd you say, Mrs. Contreras? If he also be patient with her, repairing with what she broke. And that's another thing. Would you say, a lot of question for sure. What was he? Was he drunk or need some context? Oh, no, it wasn't nobody. They were feeling each other, feeling the drinks and stuff like that in the music. Rewind, you can be able to hear the whole story, but they were feeling drinks, feeling music, and they got to dancing, just dancing with each other. But he wasn't in the picture. He was out of town, and she was the one doing the dancing. But like, that's another thing. You're right, Mrs. Contreras. He got to be patient. It's going to take patience on his part as well. Patience that she can repair what was broken. Like, don't be like, nah, you ain't trying. You're not trying. You're not trying to fix what you broke. No, it can't be like that. You got to be like, well, if I'm asking you to be patient with me as you repair it, then I got to be patient with you as you do the mending and repairing it. Like, but again, with patience, you got to be consistent with your patience. That's what I was talking about before, consistency in all of your moves. You can't just be like, acting a certain way one day, trying to get back in good standings, and then the next day you're like, man, yes. Nah, you got to be consistent. Consistency is a word that a lot of people don't know how to fit on their body. Ooh, people be so like ping pong. One time they on the left, next time they on the right. One time they on the left, next time they on the right. But then people like that, I say they not settled in their own spirit. So I can't take that on my energy and take that on as a spirit backpack for me and their inconsistency and let that affect how I move. So if you patient and consistent with your patience and consistent with how you want to repair this broken portion of your relationship, then that's when it comes about being what is a truly meaningful move for y'all, and that'll let him know that it was a meaningless dance for you. Would you say, Quinn Morris, we all have to give grace and understanding to create a healthy relationship? It's going to be ups and downs, back and forth, and back to the healthy zone. Exactly. You got to give grace. If you don't, then you're cheating yourself in the relationship. Because if you're not able to give it, you can't expect to receive it. Like, especially if you rocking with somebody and you only get receiving from them and you're not giving and putting back into it what you got from them, then you're robbing them. You're a shyster in the relationship. You're not, as the kids say, keeping it 100. Exactly. It's a boomerang. Karma, all of that is a boomerang. You get back what you throw out in the world. So if you, in your relationship, if you giving, you're praying and hoping that you're receiving because you're not really expecting it because you giving it carefree. You throw that boomerang out there, and whenever it come back to you, it's going to come back to you. It may not even come back to you. It may go adjacent to you and come back to somebody else that's on your team. You know, your karma may be a good blessing to somebody else. You feel me? So that's the way you got to look at these things. You have to be willing to give what you want to receive as well. Like we talked about a few weeks ago, you can't expect that, you know, sex gonna fix everything, but you can't expect that sex can't fix something for the person who thinks that it can. You know, so you got to be willing to kind of bend and mold and compromise in all of your ships, all of your relationships. Yeah, karma never sleeps. You right about that, Mrs. Contreras. Karma is never. She don't sleep. She a owl, a bat. She a robin, a parakeet. Karma don't sleep. She out there on meth and ecstasy, cocaine, and Red Bull. Karma don't sleep. Then she not wake up. Then she walk around the corner and get her double espresso shot. Karma don't sleep. Always looming, always lurking. So in the event you got good karma coming back to you, bad karma come back even faster because she heavier. She heavier, so she come back faster down the hill. Because she bad, you know, and mad, you know? So, again, before we get up out of here, you know, relationships are about, what I write down here, relationships are about navigating these tricky situations and growing stronger through them. And that's the truth. Relationships are about that. Navigating the sticky situations and growing stronger through them. Like running through sand, right? It's heavy, but you get so much stronger if you train while you're going through the sand. Not saying you got to add sand just to make sure you're getting better. No, it's just in the event that you're in the sand, you got to be able to train while there, meaning take what you can from it, use what's there, why it was given to you to grow. You know, it's clear you care about your boyfriend, right? Miss Forbidden Dancer, is clear. You want to make things right. So, and this is a great start. So I hope this helps you find a way to mend your relationship. I hope it helps your boyfriend find a way to accept your mending of the relationship, because trust is fragile, and but with understanding and communication, it can be rebuilt. All right. So y'all know how it is, man. Until next time, that's all for today's episode of Holla at the Homie. And y'all know how to get in touch with me. Send me an email at hollaatthehomie@gmail.com. That's HOLLAATTHAHOMIE@gmail.com, or hit me up on hot7025fm.com. Appreciate you too, Ms. Contreras. Put in the subject line, Holla at the Homie. That email will get to me either way. So again, I appreciate everybody who tuned in and tapped in. You enjoy your weekend too, Ms. Tally. You know, I hope everybody have a great week. We got summer's here, y'all. So we've officially passed Memorial Day weekend and summer's here. So y'all be safe out there. Stay cool. And until next time, take care of yourselves and take care of each other. I'm going to holler at y'all in a minute.
Keep your radio dial right here. You're locked into the hottest news station on the planet. Hot 702.5 in FM sound. Blazing today's hip hop, R&B, and pop music. Keeping your radio on fire. Bringing you the hottest, realest, riskiest talk shows live 24/7 on hot702.5fm.com.